the station that stands for you. This is KCTV5 News This Morning at 6.
Heavy rain to close out the first day of the week, and it's just continuing this morning.
That heavy rain hitting the metro right now, just in time for your morning commute. We're keeping a close eye on all things travel and weather related as you head out the door this morning. Thank you so much for waking up with us on your Tuesday. I'm Joe Chiodo.
And I'm Gina Bullard. Aaron Little tracking all that rain this morning. Aaron, are we through the thick of it yet?
No.
What?
No, I would say we're about halfway through the thick of it for Kansas City. If you live on the east side of town, the thick of it hasn't even moved in yet. I think the radar, in addition to our city cameras, they are gold to help you prepare and help show you what you're going to find for your morning drive. We are just water soaked this morning over areas of 435, that I-70 interchange here right off the stadium complex. This is a live look from our KV Complete, our tower camera. Now we've zoomed the camera over just to show you this is a live picture. Here's the tower. You just can't see anything here in Kansas City with this heavy rain falling. The latest look of live power Doppler. It's impossible to find a spot right now here in Kansas City, anywhere within the 435 loop, where we do not have heavy, solid rain falling. And it is just constant from Bonner, Spring Hill, Olathe, Edgerton, Paola, Lewisburg. And all of these heavier pockets of rain will continue to shift right over the Grandview Triangle through 49 and then off to the east side of our viewing area this morning. So on the east side, where it's just gentle rain right now, this is coming your way, and I would expect between now and at least 9 to 10 a.m. heavy constant rain, rumbles, and that concern for flash flooding. We'll talk about what's ahead for this afternoon, what it's looking like in terms of rain chances for your evening plans tonight. That's in just minutes. At 6:01. Yeah, Bill, we're going to have our hands full this morning.
Yeah, it's a little bit busy out there here this morning. We just have 3 accidents in now across the metro. We're going to start in the area of a couple of the accidents over here near the sports complex. This is I-70. This is 435. And about 435 Stadium Drive is where we're seeing our first accident at this morning. We'll show you here on the scout cameras. And it looks like it may be blocking a lane. It's hard to tell, though, because all we can see with the rain falling down is just a bunch of lights here. But these are the northbound lanes of 435 about Stadium Drive. One accident being reported in that location. Just north here, up near 23rd Street, is where the other accident is reported, and we can see that one here on the right shoulder of northbound 435, and a small delay behind it as you head up towards Parvin Road on the east side of the 435 loop. Rest of the highway is in good shape. However, there is another accident being reported over on the KCK area, west side of the 435 loop, northbound 435 at Donahue Road. Not seeing any lanes blocked for that one. Joe and Gina, back to you.
All right, thanks, Bill. An area of Kansas City notorious for flooding could soon see some relief. Businesses, though, in the area are not holding their breath.
No, they know when this rain hits, it definitely puts them at risk. Leslie Aguilar is live near 103rd and Warnell to explain. Leslie, what changes are going to happen there? We know that's exactly where Coach's Bar and Grill was, and it was just a mess there 2 years ago.
Yeah, well, they're going to demolish this entire strip mall and also take out all of the asphalt. They're hoping by doing so, it'll relieve some of the flooding from Indian Creek that you see here. There's quite a bit of loud lightning, thunder and lightning going on right here right now. Most notoriously, though, was the flooding back in 2017 when the place was underwater and the business owners had to be rescued. Several businesses along 103rd Street were ruined by floodwaters, including car dealerships that lost all their inventory. One of those dealers told me that they get nervous every time there's rain in the forecast and they have to move their vehicles to higher ground. They actually did that last night. A produce market down the street also lost a lot of inventory in the 2017 floods. The owner of that business is glad the city is finally doing something to help.
When it happened the first time, they said it was a 1 in 500 year event. And then it happened again like 3 weeks later. So evidently something's changing. I don't know if it's the atmosphere or if it's that much more asphalt that's going down.
Now, it was the city's water department that purchased this property. They're hoping in the next 6 weeks or so they'll start the demolition process, and they hope that when this asphalt is no longer here and it's grass and dirt, it will absorb some of that water, lessening the flooding risk from Indian Creek here. Reporting live in Kansas City, Leslie Aguilar, KCTV5 News.
All right, Leslie, thank you. 6:04 this morning. New video out of Osage City, Kansas this morning. About 45 minutes south of Topeka. Almost 80-mile-an-hour winds toppling trees and power lines. Look at that. Did you see that tree? Totally uprooted. Oh. You could see several large trees are just out of the ground now. At one point, more than 3,000 customers were without power overnight. So much hail ended up falling that it covered the ground, looking a lot like snow. That's how you know you got hit hard.
And right near St. Louis, 2 broken levees in St. Charles, Missouri, have some people on edge this morning. Owners of more than 600 RVs, campers, trailers, boats stored at a local business are being warned.
Oh, no.
Yeah, water from the Mississippi River could cover the storage lot by Wednesday.
I'd rather have it good and dry and safe and secure. I'm not sure if insurance would cover the flood damage or not, but I don't want to take any chance.
Flooding in St. Charles is not supposed to impact a lot of homes, so that's the good news. The Red Cross staying on standby just in case.
Rain can cancel your plans for outdoor activities, that's for sure. It's not that different for crews doing construction on our roads and trying to make those repairs. Abigail James is live in Olathe this morning, and the recent stormy weather has truly impacted the city here. It's really delaying them, Abby. When are they going to finally get to their work?
Yeah, well, I talked with Public Works here in Olathe just yesterday, and they said with all of this rain that we've been getting, it's really putting them behind with not just pothole repairs, but other street construction projects as well. They said, in fact, they're really just taking 3 steps forward and 2 steps back. Now, coming off of a weather-heavy winter, the city of Olathe has had to fill nearly 5,500 potholes since January, and this is just for Olathe. We also reached out to both KDOT and MoDOT to see how the weather has affected their road projects. Both say that they've been impacted due to all this rain. KDOT says rain has put crews 4 days behind on a project on I-435 between 87th and Midland Drive. Now, Chad Kurtois, the street maintenance superintendent for Olathe, says even when the pothole has been filled, they still have to go back to fill the cracks and the distressed areas around it. He says they probably have 200 areas they need to go back to just to do repairs on.
We feel like we're getting caught up, and then a big rainstorm will happen. It's not just a little rain, it's a heavy rain that washes stuff out of the cracks and allows the asphalt to pop up again. So all those things that were temporarily filled are now bigger.
Now, Kurtois says he does feel confident, however, that they'll be able to get caught up in the next several months. We're now reporting live, Abigail James, KCTV5 News.
All right, Abby, thank you. 6:07 is your time. Add insomnia to the list of reasons people can use medical marijuana. That is, at least in one state.
Up next, the push in Ohio to expand the list of qualifying conditions.
And I don't have to tell you, the rain's going to impact your morning routine, but as we're moving through today, I know we've got a lot of district play going on here in Kansas City with those sports heading into your evening activities for tonight. We have the latest update on the chances of getting some of these practices and games in tonight. That's coming up. Stay with us.
All right, welcome back. Here is a live look from our mobile weather center. It is dark and gloomy out there. I think this is on I-49. It looks like maybe we're heading back up towards the Triangle. It looks like north of the Triangle, there's the exit to Bannister Road. So 71 Highway, the Broussard Watkins heading northbound up to the stoplights there. Not seeing any brake lights yet in that northbound commute, so good news there. That looks like it's okay if you're headed to downtown out of the Triangle on 71 Highway. Here is I-70, starting to bunch up now a little bit across the Manchester Bridge. Not hearing any reports of accidents here in this area, but 435 is another story. Not one, but 2 accidents in the northbound lanes of 435. The first one near Stadium Drive, just south of the I-70 435 interchange. The other one's going to be up near 23rd Street. That one's blocking a lane, but most of the traffic's heading southbound this time of morning, and we're not yet into the heaviest part of the morning rush hour. We're not seeing big delays behind that. Southbound I-35 through Liberty, I-29 up to and from the airport, both in great shape. Not seeing any lane blockages or delays there. And I-35 so far on the Kansas side looking pretty good. Just wet roads, some ponding issues to deal with on the interstates and the highways as we get going this morning, but just those couple of crashes there on 435 near the sports complex is what we're watching this morning. Joe and Gina.
Okay, thanks, Bill. New this morning, Ohio could become the first state to make medical marijuana available for people with insomnia and depression.
So this summer, the Buckeye State could add to its list of qualifying medical or conditions for medical marijuana, along with depression and insomnia, anxiety, autism, and opioid use disorder qualify for that. And an advisory committee has been studying whether marijuana could help these patients. That study has been going on since January. They'll vote on it come June 12th.
All right, let's get over to Aaron now. We have obviously another rainy morning here in Kansas City. You're tracking it all.
Yes, widespread areas of thunderstorms. And Joe and Gina, I'm wondering, which side of the line are you on? I just posted this on my Facebook page, Aaron at KCTV5. Do you call this morning's type of storms good sleeping weather, or do you call it annoying? And actually, as I'm just putting this up, people are commenting. Joe and Gina, which side are you on? Good sleeping weather with this kind of stormy weather, or no, I can't sleep?
I'm actually good sleeping weather.
Same.
It calms me.
Love it.
Yeah.
I'm actually surprised because I thought maybe some parents would have times with their kids in thunderstorms and pets as well. For all of you who have dogs, maybe that don't like to sleep through the night. But the overwhelming majority of you that are voting this morning on my page, Jean saying great sleeping weather. Debbie saying yes, she would love it, but she has to get up at 5:30 in the morning regardless. Scott saying great sleeping weather if he didn't have to get up at 4:30. Man, you guys are early risers this morning. Gregory saying yes, good sleeping weather. Look at all these. Matt loving the weather, Brian loving the weather, Mary as well. I was looking through all of these and I only found one person who said no way. Here, Nick. Nick is in the minority this morning, saying, I'll never understand how people can sleep through thunder and lightning. It kept me up all night. We've got more storms to talk about for this afternoon. I think we're going to be dodging storms tonight, and then we may do it all again for our Wednesday. I'm going to show you the latest update on how I think some of your evening activities may shake out, and that latest look of forecast track leading into our Wednesday storms as well. That's all in just 5 minutes. Over to you.
All right. Happy sleeping if you've been up all night and you aren't part of the majority. 6:13 is your time. Today, Georgia's governor signs a fatal heartbeat bill, and one organization is prepared to fight it.
The full story is coming up next. Plus, he had been sentenced to 25 years for killing an Iraqi prisoner. Now a former U.S. soldier is being pardoned by President Trump.
All right. Your time right now, 6:13. Here's a live look outside. You can see the rain. It is continuing to fall right here on our city cameras. We're back with more updates coming up in 90 seconds. Keep it right here, everyone. Welcome back, everybody. Some breaking news overnight that we've been following. 2 jailed Reuters journalists have been freed in Myanmar. The 2 had been locked up since December 2017, and they were charged with exposing state secrets for a report on the killing of Muslims. A court later convicted the 2 and sentenced them to 7 years in prison. The 2 reporters received the Pulitzer Prize this year for international reporting.
Starting today, abortion will essentially become illegal in Georgia. Governor Brian Kemp is expected to sign a so-called heartbeat bill. It would ban abortions if a fetal heartbeat can be detected. That can happen as early as 6 weeks, which is before when many women even know they're pregnant. The ACLU is already planning to fight it in court, and a similar law in Iowa was declared unconstitutional. New this morning, President Trump has granted a full pardon to a former U.S. soldier who killed an Iraqi prisoner. Michael Bahana has been sentenced by a military court to 25 years for unpremeditated murder. Bahana claimed self-defense when he shot the prisoner, but military prosecutors say he did it to get revenge for 2 U.S. soldiers killed in a 2008 road sign explosion. White House Press Secretary Sarah Sanders says there were numerous issues with Bahana's case.
The House Judiciary Committee is planning a contempt hearing for Attorney General William Barr on Wednesday. Barr missed Monday's deadline to give Congress the full unredacted report from special counsel Robert Mueller. Barr also failed to appear for a House hearing last week on Mueller's report. If the Judiciary Committee votes to hold Barr in contempt, the matter would then be taken up by the full House. Right now, a U.S. naval aircraft carrier task force still headed to the Middle East in a show of force aimed at Iran. The State Department says intelligence showed Iran was targeting U.S. forces in Syria, Iraq, and at sea. Secretary of State Mike Pompeo saying the deployment is something they have been working on for a little while.
I've been working on this since I was a member of Congress. Our objective is to get the Islamic Republic of Iran to behave like a normal nation. When they do that, we will welcome them back.
The strike group's deployment puts them in the strait between Iran and the other Gulf countries. About 30% of the world's crude oil is shipped through there, making it a big passageway for the global economy.
We want to give you a live look outside. A pretty messy start to the day. Heavy rain pushing through the metro right now for your morning commute. Aaron Little tracking all those storms. And it's looking like you are going to have to deal with the rain on your way out the door. It's not moving through too quickly.
Yeah, you don't have much of a choice no matter where you're at right now.
It's like you guys didn't believe me at 4 o'clock when I said that. No, it is just constant. And I would say we have at least another hour, probably 2, just for Kansas City, that we're going to be dealing with this solid wall of rain. And it's not going to be like those thunderstorms where we just deal with a little rain here and then it kind of dries out for the rest of your drive. It's going to be a solid, just wet wall on the roads for this morning. At 6:18, take a live look right now over areas. Jackson County commuters just off to the stadium complex here with the rain is just coming down. We have those water-soaked roads. So there's going to be a lot of ponding and I think a lot of red lights ahead of you as you are heading out for your morning commute here in the city. Live power Doppler, this view really hasn't changed since about 4 o'clock this morning. We are just covered from west to east, from north to south across the 435 loop, from Liberty, Lee Summit, downtown Kansas City, Prairie Village, Town Center, Overland Park, Lenexa, Shawnee, all dealing with just solid, moderate to heavy areas of rain. This extends south across 49 and then all the way west to I-35. And we're going to continue to watch as these heavier bands now move off to the Missouri side of the state line. I do think the heavier bands will begin to lose some of their steam now that we're getting closer to sunrise this morning. But I do still expect we've got rain on the way for the eastern third of our viewing area as we're moving towards later this morning. And I do know so many of you just trying to get some of those year-end activities, whether it's field day at your kids' school for today or any of those afternoon, evening sporting events. I know for the high school level, getting closer to districts and state play. And we will, I think, be dealing with some thunderstorms even through this afternoon. It won't be like this morning with rain everywhere, a washout completely, but I would say we have a solid 50-50 chance that some of your afternoon, evening events for tonight, especially the later games for the high school level, could be impacted with these storms on the way through later today. Now, forecast track right on the money with the thunderstorms that we've seen this morning. Notice as we're heading into this afternoon, this is what Gary Amble will be keeping an eye on. More hit or miss areas of rain for our evening rush hour through your evening plans for tonight. And then look what happens after 10 o'clock this evening. We do it all again. By tomorrow morning, another round of thunderstorms to begin your Wednesday. We'll likely see another round behind that tomorrow afternoon and evening, and we'll be watching out for storms tomorrow. It just kind of depends on how these waves of storms set up over the next 24 to 48 hours. We do have the potential that storms tomorrow could be strong, potentially damaging. Your Security Bank 7-day forecast, it is over. By Thursday afternoon, we'll dry things out, and the sunshine is back on Friday, so that's some good news. But, man, it is certainly going to take you an extra amount of time to get where you're going for your Tuesday morning rush hour. I would just plan on it. See, Bill's working on some stuff this morning, some busy stuff for him this morning as well. Over to you, Bill.
Hey, thanks, Aaron. Yeah, I've just got a couple of accidents, more accidents in here on the morning drive. So before you step out, make sure you check this out. New wreck west side of the 435 loop. This one's northbound 435 at Donahue in the Piper area. Not seeing any lanes blocked there, and that's not a heavily traveled section of road for this time of morning. This one, though, is causing some delays northbound on 435 near 23rd Street. Right lane blocked because of this one, so minimal delays. Most of that traffic is heading southbound this time of morning. This is the one that's going to cause some issues. This one's southbound I-35 past Antioch just before Johnson Drive. You can see activity on both the right shoulder area and also that left shoulder area as well. Excuse me, that's the right shoulder as traffic moves. And then there's the left shoulder. Looks like the car might be sideways there. So only those middle lanes getting by. That southbound traffic's really going to slow down now between 635 on down to 69 highway. So expect those delays. Maybe another north-south alternate might save you a few a few minutes here instead of getting stuck behind this here. Again, southbound I-35 just before Johnson Drive. Scene of our latest accident. There was also, now there's somebody doing a U-turn there right in the middle of the highway. So That doesn't look like fun.
No, it doesn't. We actually just got a message to our Facebook page reminding people to keep their lights on.
Yeah, definitely. And it looks like traffic's moving. They're just moving some cars around there, but it looks like that southbound traffic moving again, though. But expect those delays southbound I-35 between 635 and Shawnee Mission Parkway.
Right, busy morning.
Slow
Thanks,
go.
Bill. The two people hoping to be the next mayor of Kansas City squared off for the first time right here on KCTV5.
That's right. Jolie Justice and Quentin Lucas debated a number of important issues right here, including one that's been an issue in the city for months. That, of course, is potholes.
I'm going to create, as your next mayor, a new Department of Transportation to make sure that we're finally getting it right, because we're not doing the planning necessary to not just take over the potholes, but make sure that we're moving forward in a systemic way that fixes all of our roads and sidewalks. We're always chasing after the tough winter. We're always chasing after the holes in the ground. It's time to start forward thinking, and that's something that we can do if we put things in a streamlined manner under a single Department of Transportation.
2 years ago, Kansas Cityans voted to support an $800 million infrastructure bond. In that, we promised we wouldn't build new roads. And then what happened? The city council approved a construction of a $9 million road, some ways to nowhere, up north. Councilman Justice voted in favor of that. So that was $9 million that's not going to filling potholes, $9 million not going to the basic infrastructure we said we'd do.
To watch that whole debate, you can find KCTV5 News on YouTube. We have posted it right there, and Kansas City voters are going to head to the polls on June 18th. That'll be 6 weeks from today. We do encourage you to go check that out. Do yourself a favor, watch the debate before you actually cast your vote. It'll help you make a good choice.
It's 6:23 right now. We've all seen plenty of rain delays at baseball games, but how about a bee delay?
Oh, no. Count me out. Up next, thousands of bees interrupt a major league game. Can you imagine? Here, an important pair of fans swooped in to save the day.
All right, I have some good news for you. If you are just getting up at 6:25, the heavier rain falling while you were sleeping, but now some of the heavier showers beginning to wind down on the west side of our viewing area. And I'm going to have that latest update on how long these heavier showers will last over the 435 loop and within all of our viewing area. That's coming up here in just minutes. Over to you guys.
You just got him.
Check him out.
All right, look at this. A baseball player turned beekeeper at the Cincinnati Reds game. Their matchup against the Giants Monday was delayed 20 minutes because of a swarm of bees.
This looks like a joke, like a prank being played on everyone.
This is kind of funny. The Reds second baseman Derek Dietrich threw on a white suit. He grabbed what looked like a tank of bug spray, pretending to spray the field. Now, he did his best, but the real heroes were two actual beekeepers who just happened to be at the game.
What are the odds? Yeah, they helped grounds crews humanely capture the bees using a box that was meant for more than a dozen bobbleheads. In all, they captured as many as 75,000 bees. Turns out this happened twice before at Reds games, so bee delays are actually pretty common there in the stadium.
I don't get it, though.
I don't get it either. Is it in the area? Like, how are the bees getting in?
And why so many?
I don't know.
It's all the buzz about the game.
There you go. That's a nightmare, to be honest. 6:27 right now.
New York community digging through rubble after a building just collapsed.
Yeah, ahead in our next half hour, more than 100 firefighters poured onto the scene overnight. Take a look here. All of that destruction left behind. We're going to tell you what caused this and what they're going to do from here. Abby.
Well, all this rain is putting pothole repairs and construction projects behind. Coming up, we'll tell you what city officials here in Olathe are saying about the delays.
Your time right now is 6:27. We are back with more news, weather, and traffic in just 2 minutes. Keep it right here.